My name is Knox, and I'm from Carmel, Indiana. I love ODP because it gave me a platform. It gave me a platform to launch my development process. ODP provided me a route, a tangible route for me to not only see the end goal, but have the ability to create a roadmap of, okay, I start here and have the ability to end here and achieve this. And so I remember sitting at a table with my dad, and we were mapping out, okay, I'm here. If I go through this camp, and then this camp, I have an opportunity to get seen by a U.S. national team scout to maybe go to a national team camp. And we mapped it out, and we said, this is what I got to do. It was the beginning of my career of traveling the world, of making it to UCLA, making it to Wake Forest, playing in national championships, going to Europe. You know, it was the foundation for basically a lot of my breakthrough and for me to get exposure to national team and higher level. So ODP will help influence some of my goals in life simply because ODP gave me, like I said, hope. It gave me a roadmap, and it gave me resources and people that believed in me and didn't necessarily shoot down my dream. Just let me exist and let me prove myself. You know, didn't push me to the side, didn't suppress what I was trying to say. They said, okay, you want to do X, Y, and Z, okay, now show me. It was a breakthrough for me. It was a breakthrough to exposure. It was a personal breakthrough in my game. I was able to, you know, play in a state of flow and do what I want to do because I want to prove myself, you know. So I always look back to that. Like now I'm speaking with different people that, you know, trying to get involved with making connections to go to the next level. So I'm always thinking back on, okay, how did I create that roadmap, that ODP roadmap? And how can I create that roadmap to go pro? So any kid who's unsure about ODP, I would say that you shouldn't be unsure about ODP, and this is why. From my personal experience, I can only tell you my personal experience. My personal experience, ODP empowered me, gave me the opportunity to go ball and showcase myself. So anybody who's thinking about or not going into ODP, I think you should, because why not? You know, I talk to young kids all the time. I mentor them all the time. Number one thing that I say when they're like, okay, should I go here? Should I go there? You know, what's the pros and what's the cons? It depends what you're trying to do. You know, if you're trying to get to the next level and you are in a place where that's hard, try ODP. Because there's a system in place already set up for you to go there's a hope for possibility for you to progress to get exposure. There's a system already in place, it's been in place. And I went through it, and I can tell you from my personal experience. Number one would be my dad, because at the time that I moved, he went through his own adversities and failures, and it helped me see him go through those for me to help go through mine, because I realized that I'm not in it alone. My second one would be my mom. Just because her allowing me to leave so young from home and to see her go through those battles, to see her go through her own battles that she's gone through in life are always inspiring to me. The depth of it is just fascinating to me. Those are the number one and number two people that inspire me. The three and four would be my sister and my brother, just because they're my family and they battled their own adversities, and I just get so inspired from their stories that I just want to be great as possible, because I want to make them proud. So a fun fact about me is that I have a theory that if you fail at something and you're trying to go back and have a success at that failure, you're trying to try again. You're trying to change the angle and change the mentality, change something to go back and have success again. You have to have a creative and intellectual breakthrough. I was at Wake Forest, and they sent me to psychologists because they think that I was overtraining, they think that I was too intense, because I came from 5 years in the desert. by myself training with German Bayern Munich coaches, top professionalism. They sent me to a psychologist. The first interview with the psychologist, she said, "You don't need to be here." I said, "Excuse me, miss, I think maybe this is for a reason." And so it was funny because I actually ended up teaching her as much as she wanted to teach me, but that's not the point. The point here was that in that moment, I had a failure, and that failure also was I was a freshman, I needed to prove myself, and I wasn't playing at the time. My coach at UCLA now, his name's Ryan Jordan. He comes out of ODP, which is hilarious. I think he's actually current ODP guy. But even previous coaches I had in high school at the Professional Residential Academy was of German level caliber from Bayern. He's an ex-Bayern Munich coach, assistant coach. His ideology, philosophy, even the guys in England at Nottingham Forest, the guys at West Ham, these leaders and coaches all had something in common with the ODP coaches. And this is just my personal experience. I think they've had something in common in the fact that they've illuminated possibility. All of them have had a silver lining of saying, okay, what can you do? What's possible for you to do? And let me see if you can do it or not. The one thing that the great coaches have had in common is that, why not? What's possible for you, and why not go chase it? Why not? Prove yourself. It's not, hey, I'm going to label you, I'm going to put a cap on you, I'm going to tell you what you can and cannot do in your roof. It's been the roof is limitless, and you show me, you show me what you're capable of. So I think it's come full circle. It really has. I mean, my coach is literally brand new. We just got him 2 months ago. And what are the odds my senior year at UCLA, I have an ODP, is it Region 3, West Coast? Region 4, Region 3, he's very involved in ODP as of 2019. And he's my coach, and he's a great coach, I mean, I don't believe in coincidence, So the ODP national team connection for me was so valuable that it actually opened up opportunities for me to just show up to West Ham. I didn't even go to England wanting to go to West Ham. I was planning to go to Manchester City and Nottingham Forest, and ended up getting a West Ham tryout based off my credentials of national team, based off of ODP. 2009, I started an ODP in Wabash, Indiana. There was a couple small local camps from ODP was running in Indiana. I went from there to regional camp in Kansas. And there I went to the national team camp that I made from the holdover camp at the region. So I went to the national camp, I did 2 national camps, and then I made an international trip with the national team to Mexico. I went to England, and I tried out for West Ham, I tried out for Nottingham Forest, I was at Arsenal, I mean, so many different places. And it brought me to now where I'm at UCLA, where I played my sophomore, and just finished my junior season, and going to my senior season, looking to go abroad after. So that's been the journey.